Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Alrighty, as I'm paying attention to the market, you can see gold and silver has been, teetering up and down. Not big losses, not big gains neither. But I wouldn't panic over that. But I hope people aren't using the paper market to judge whether or not you should buy gold and silver. You should pay attention to what all the central banks around the world are doing. They're buying up gold like no tomorrow. Not to mention nations. There's China is buying up a ton of gold. I know a lot of you have reached out to Money Metals and are buying up gold and silver right now. And it makes me feel good that you're doing that. And I hope you guys continue. People often ask me when I'm doing these videos, what do I hope to get out of it? I hope enough people wake up and they buy gold and silver to protect themselves. So when the dust settles and all this crap is over with when it comes to the markets, and your gold and silver did in fact protect your wealth like I knew it would. So let's go ahead and get into the markets and see how everything is doing. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link will be down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code PIMPYSILVER. Yes, it has changed. PIMPYSILVER. So if you're watching this video and it's an older video, make sure you check on current videos because the code is going to be changing from time to time from now on. Also, I can be found on other platforms. Everybody knows I have my own website, Pimpy's News Network. Over here, I post videos that I can't get away with over on YouTube. Also, I have a group on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. Come on over here and join us. It's free to do so. You can also come follow me on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and Odyssey. The links for all these platforms will be down below in the description. So for whatever reason, if I get removed off of one platform, you could find me on the others. For those of you looking for my address, there it is right here. Feel free to pause the video, go ahead and write it down and reach out to me. Oh man, those are some nice fat gold nuggets. I would love to have a few of those. All right, so here we go. Look at Bitcoin, man. Running like a you-know-what. Bitcoin is up $2,280 today. It's at $25,103. Look at Ethereum above $1,700 at $1,729. XRP finally got above 38 cents. It is now sitting at 40 cents. Cardano's at 41 cents. Polygon's at $1.42. Dogecoin, it doesn't really want to move now, does it? It's sitting at 8 cents. Hex is at 5.5 cents. Solana is at $23.97. Polkadot is running with the devil at $6.66. Shiba at 4014. And Litecoin coming up right behind Shiba. It is over the $100 mark at $103.82. So cryptos are off and running this morning. Like I was saying earlier, we're looking for consistency. The cool thing about the uptrend with the cryptos, they got up to a new high low is what happened. They've moved up from around 16,000 on up to above 20, and they stayed there for a little while. Then they got around 22, and they stayed there for a little while. And right now they're on the move again. But again, we're looking for some consistency. That's what we want to see in the market. Terra Luna Classic is at 302. Keep on going. And Satama's kicking butt. It has consistently been going up now for quite some time. It's at 2028. It actually got up to 2.9 and came down a little bit, but it's back on a move up. So you can see right here over the past day, it's in the green. Ooh, in the red for the 7-day, but look how high it got. It had got up to 2031, but it came back down and is going back up. So when they come down, they don't come down very much and they go right back up. But over the last month, you can see right here, they were way down below. They came up here to around 203, came down slightly, but have been staying pretty much around the same range. So Satama's looking good. It's looking healthy. And just as I thought, whenever the other currencies start to move, at least Bitcoin, then we would see movement in the smaller coins, which is good for me because just going up a little bit makes a huge difference on my monies, if you get my drift. Gold at $1,833.20. Ever since February 23rd, when it dropped from around 1956, it has slowly started to go down. And that's okay, because that just makes it affordable for us. But even like I said, even if gold and silver go down to $1 per ounce, I'm not going to panic. I know that sounds crazy, but that's the truth. I know the true value of gold and silver, and I'm certainly not going to allow the paper market to dictate to me what the true value of gold and silver is. You're going to need something to have, to barter with, to use as currency, something outside of the system. Silver's at $21.54. The way I look at this is I'm going to be picking up gold and silver on a discount. That's the way I look at it. So I was watching Redacted. There's a couple of things. He's going to talk about there's a huge run on gold. There's a huge purchaser of gold. There's a huge run on gold right now. And it's from Russia and China. All these countries are buying up record amount of gold. In addition to that, you're going to hear from a lady who was the president of the Federal Reserve. She no longer works there, so she can say whatever she wants. Listen to what she's saying.
So you think China is going to stand by and allow the United States to grab all of these minerals? No, they're not. They're making deals right now as we speak with Russia for these minerals. In fact, China is already doing three things: a massive increase in military spending, a massive increase in gold buying, and a massive deal that they just struck with the Saudis after Joe Biden failed to do so. Biden's trip to Saudi Arabia was mocked as a joke. Xi Jinping's visit was praised as a milestone, a total FU to the United States. So late last year, we noticed that there was a massive mystery buyer of gold and other precious metals. Who was buying up all of the world's gold? Well, we found out just a few days ago who it was. It was, in fact, China. The mystery buyer, we now know, was China, had bought some 300 tons of gold, roughly 3/4 of what would be a record 399 tons of central bank gold purchases in the third quarter. Here's the stunning chart. So that's just China. What about Russia? Stockpiling gold. Look at Russia's reserves of gold. Why? Why are both China and Russia stockpiling precious metals?
What do they know that we don't know? Do as they do, not as they say.
Well, Nikkei analysts have an answer. China and other countries are hurrying to reduce dependence on the U.S. dollar. Now, this is just one of the reasons gold prices hit a 6-month high this past week. The U.S. dollar is in trouble as a reserve currency of the world. And then on top of all of this, we had another bomb go off over the last few days. This bomb was big, and it went viral in the financial world. The head of the Kansas Federal Reserve, Esther George, set off this bomb. Now, let me give you some context about Esther here and tell you what she said. Esther George is a highly respected member of the Fed, Fed president. She's been on this job for a long time now, I think 40 years, and she's retiring. She is wrapping up her tenure. So she doesn't give a rat's behind about what politicians think of her. She's gone. She's not looking for another job, She's out the door very soon. So she's speaking the truth. I love when people like this aren't afraid anymore. They're unfettered, because that's when the good stuff comes out. So more context here. The Kansas Fed is the Center for Research, meaning this is the Fed that we go to see what the real numbers are showing us. They have these numbers. They do the heavy lifting. So Esther George was interviewed on CNBC, and here is the bomb that she dropped.
We understand that high inflation is going to require our action. So we have been moving our forecast up to higher levels. You saw that in the most recent dot plot that came out in December. And I think holding that until we get confidence that inflation is actually coming down is really the message we're trying to put out there.
You notice she said until it's actually coming down. She's choosing her words wisely. I know the Biden administration want to try to lie to us, and they manipulate the data and try to say that inflation is going down. That's not the truth. You heard what she said. Until we know that the inflation is coming down.
I don't really have to ask you this question because I've got a 17 out of 19 chance of being right. You're over 5% when it comes to your outlook for the funds rate in 2020.
I have raised my forecast over 5%.
Could you tell us where you are? I don't remember if you're one of the folks that tells us that.
Well, I think I'll be over 5%, and I see staying there for some time.
Is that well into 2024?
It is for me.
Wow.
Wow. Did you catch that? So let me paraphrase. The experiment is over, basically. It failed. Low interest rates, kept artificially low by the Fed, was a failure. And inflation is going to stay high for the foreseeable future, well into 2024 and beyond. And she thinks the Fed needs to raise interest rates, keep them over 5% interest rates. Party time is over. No more cheap money, no more 0% loans, no more cheap mortgages, no more cheap car loans. She thinks that this is the best and only way to fix the problem.
So, what is their best move against inflation? Gold. It will not lose its purchasing power.
Keep interest rates high. Stop printing fake money and giving out money to Wall Street with 0% interest. And if that's not enough of a kick in the nuts, yesterday, former Obama Treasury Secretary Larry Summers says that we need to start laying people off, firing people in order to deal with this inflation problem. That's the only way to do it. All of this fake money. And he issued this statement laying people off from his beach resort with palm trees in the background. Watch.
If that's not screwed up, I don't know what is. Seriously. He's kicking back in the beach chair, palm trees all in the background, laying off people.
They explicitly recognize that there's going to need to be increases in unemployment to contain inflation.
So he's at a beach resort telling you that you need to get ready for layoffs. You're going to lose your job because all of this fake printing of money wasn't backed by gold, wasn't backed by anything. Wall Street got incredibly wealthy. Average people get screwed. Inflation is high and is going to stay high for the foreseeable future. And the best way to fix it is to keep interest rates high and fire a lot of people. No wonder that China and Russia are running to gold as fast as they can away from the collapsing U.S. dollar. When you see a guy like Larry Summers hanging out on a beach resort telling people they got to lose their jobs in order to fix the economy, that's a big middle finger.
It is a big middle finger. So you could look at it like this. You could be pissed that they screwed you over, or you could do something while you can about it. And that is buy gold and silver. Go to our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. You can transfer your 401ks or your IRAs. Give them a call, 800-800-1865. Tell them Pimpy sent you, and they'll walk you through on what it is you need to do. So do like they do, not as they say. Stop paying attention to the paper market. That doesn't make a difference because when the dust settles, those prices are going to go skyrocket. And those who are holding on to gold and silver are going to be happy campers because gold does a great job of fighting against inflation and preserving your wealth and bringing security to your family. And people out there don't think that you can't get into gold and silver if you don't have a lot of money because that's not the truth. I have had so many of my listeners in the past who ended up with part-time jobs, who did cake sales and can collecting and the whole 9 yards. And those people have thousands of ounces of silver, and you can too. Anyways, that's it for now. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I will get back to you. I'm out.